This meeting is called to order.
Everyone, please stand for prayer and pledge. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for letting everybody come to the induction meeting today. Please bless the hands who made the chicken biscuits, and please let everybody here know the accomplishments they've had for getting in beta in the first place. Please help everyone stay in beta and make good grades for the rest of the year. In your name I pray. Amen.
Hey students, welcome to this year's induction ceremony. Hate that that it's been in March, but we had delayed because of snow. It was supposed to be in February, so we're a month or two behind schedule with all this going on. But I'm just glad to be able to get it done this year and to welcome our new members in the Beta Club. So just remember, it's a privilege to be in Beta. You see, there's only like 94 of you in here out of our 400 students, so about 1/4 of the student body is accepted into Beta because of grades or academics, behavior. So remember, there's 4 pillars of Beta that you have to focus on. Okay, so today we got a special guest speaker, Pastor Frank Valenzano is going to come speak to us for a few minutes before we do our induction. So if you would, Pastor Frank, come on up. Y'all would please give Pastor Frank a round of applause for coming out.
Good morning. That's where you respond. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm so glad to be here with you today, and I'm glad to just be able to speak for just a little bit on servant leadership. My name is Frank Valenzano. If my name sounds familiar, it is because I'm married to Miss Valenzano, or Miss V. We've been married for 18 years, and we have 3 children. Abigail, she's in 10th grade. Ethan, he's actually here today for induction. And Deacon, who is in the 3rd grade. And I am also the pastor at First West Fairbanks and have the great joy of serving in our community and leading and trying to serve our community in a servant leadership role. And I just want to tell you, I had no clue when I was sitting in your seats that I would be doing what I'm doing today. As a 6th grader, I had no clue I probably had no clue about Louisiana. I grew up outside of Chicago, Illinois. And so I was living in Illinois, doing what I do in 6th grade, and for 7th grade we moved to West Monroe, Louisiana. In 7th grade is when I met Miss V. We did not get married, obviously, until much later in life, and she and I were in 2 different circles, but we had no clue that God would bring us here to Sterlington, and that all this would be happening just like it happened today. And then honestly, in high school, my goal was just to get through school and graduate. I was not in beta. I wish I was. I wish I would have struggled and really studied. It came easy to me, and a B was good enough. That sounds terrible. That's not the attitude I hope that you have today. It's not the attitude that I hope my children have. And especially if you go to our church, that's not the attitude I want you to have. I want you to succeed. Then went to college. I got a music education degree, and I could be a band director, but that's not what God had in mind for me. And so I've been, over the last 20 years, pastoring, leading in churches, leading in communities. And for me, when I think about beta, when I think about what this means, Mr. Hobson said that there are 4 things that we really think about: achievement, character, leadership, and service. So we want to achieve, we want to recognize and honor our achievement of grades, and not just getting the grades, but the knowledge and the learning. We want to have character in what we do. We want to have leadership. You are the future leaders, right? You're the leaders of tomorrow, but you can lead exactly where you are at this moment, and then we want to serve. And the motto is, let us lead by serving others. And so this morning, I just want to give you really quickly 3 things that I think will help you to be a successful servant leader. And I would just say, if you're going to lead in any way, servant leadership is the way to go. To put yourself below others and to lead them the way you would want to be led. So number 1 is this: do the small things well. How many of y'all set an alarm last night? Raise your hand high. You set an alarm and you got up this morning. How many of your parents woke you up? Either way, you got up and you got ready, you put your clothes on, you put your pants on one leg at a time, and you got here. Listen, we want to do the small things well. If you're going to succeed in this life, and you're going to be a leader, you got to do the small things well. So set your alarm. Be early to things, which is really being on time, right? We want to be early to things. We want to do the small things well, and then be present when you're with people. It would be weird today if in just a second, like I said, hey, let's pause here and let me answer my cell phone. Wouldn't that be weird? In fact, I left my cell phone on the front chair because it could buzz in my pocket and it could go off or something. Somebody says, hey, I need to call him, text him, do. But be present with the people you're with. No matter who they are, make them feel like they're the most important person. We're called to do the small things well. When we make people feel like they're most important, man, when we are leading them, they will do almost anything for you. And they will run with you and for you. So do the small things well. The second thing we need to do is know your goal in everything. This morning, my goal is to speak for about 10 minutes. That's what Mr. Hobson said. And he said, give leadership wisdom. And so I have about 10 minutes of leadership wisdom. That's all I can give you today. That's as long as I can stretch it out. He said, share about leadership. I want to tell you that, to me, if I can share one thing about leadership, it's servant leadership. Serve the people you lead. Never be too good to do anything that you're called to do. So do the small things well. Know your goal in everything. And then finally and lastly, be humble. Be humble. Jesus said this, I tell everyone among you not to think more highly of himself than he should think. Instead, think sensibly and recognize that God has distributed a measure of faith to each one. You need to recognize that there's always someone smarter and more talented than you. That will humble you in a heartbeat. But also know that there was nothing that you could do by yourself to get up this morning. Last time I checked, none of us pumped our own blood in our heart, right? None of us created the bones that are in our body that sustain us. We have to humble ourselves to be servant leaders. Great servant leaders know that they didn't get where they are on their own. And that there were people that were not only following them, but walking alongside them to join with them. And so for us, if we can do the small things well, if we can know our goal in everything, and we can be humble, we can walk in servant leadership, and we can be effective for all that we can do in this life. Because right now, you may be in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, and you may be thinking, I want to do this or that. We all grew up wanting to either be like something that we're not qualified to be. I love football, basketball, baseball. I love watching it, but I would not consider myself an athlete. I'm great at boxing out, and I'm great at getting rebounds. But you give me the ball to shoot, and we're going to score 0 points in a game. I'm terrible. I'm just self-aware, right? And what I know is that if I'm going to lead and I'm going to walk alongside in a basketball game, I'm going to have to bring some people with me that can shoot the ball. I can pass like lights out, and I can rebound, but I can't shoot that ball. And for me to lead and to be a servant leader, I've got to have people alongside that I'm leading and are going with me. So for you, you may think, man, I want to be a basketball player, but it may not be in the cards. If you're 4'2" and you stay 4'2" for the rest of your life, or just like if you're Miss Ann's height, right, or Miss Valenzano's height, 5 foot, she's not going to be a basketball player anytime soon, right? But she's a great science teacher. And if she's your science teacher, I can tell you that she loves you and cares for you. And she wants to lead you to be better than you were when you walked in her door. And great leaders allow what is happening now in their life to shape and mold them, but also not to box them in and to allow them to be who they are created to be. So I would never have thought that I was going to stand here before you and speak about leadership. I would have never thought I would even be speaking publicly because it really is nerve-wracking to me. It really is something that I'm not, I don't feel qualified for, but I do week to week to week. But I know it's what I'm gifted to do and what God wants me to do and how I can lead our community and lead our church to be all that it's been created to be. So do the small things well, know your goal in everything, and be humble. Last thing that I would say to you and to your generation is find some time to rest. How many of us cell phone? People that are my age and older, we would just say, find some time to put that thing on the shelf and really rest in this life. If you want to lead people well, you got to be able to rest, and you got to be able to go after the goal. You have to do the small things well, and you have to be humble. Man, I wouldn't ask to do this, but I'd love to be able to pray for you guys for all that you do and all that you can accomplish in your life. If you wouldn't mind me doing that for you. Father, today, I pray that you would help each and every person here to know that you have called them to lead in some way. And while they may not feel like a leader today, there's somebody that they will lead. Lord, today I pray that you give them courage, boldness. Lord, I pray that they would do the small things well, that they would know their goal in this life, that they would be humble, that they would find rest in you. God, today I pray that you would just honor the time. God, thank you for the achievement of these students and for all that they've done to make it to this place and point. Help them to be faithful to study, to put their hard work and effort into everything that they do, not only in school but in life. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Frank. Appreciate that. Okay, today we're going to do our installation of officers first. So if our president would come up. As the newly elected president of SMS Beta Club, you are the head of the House of Beta. You were chosen because of your ability. We trust in your tact and poise to keep the house running harmoniously. You must strive always to keep your Beta house in order so that those who dwell therein will be happy and content. You shall, in cooperation with the local school administration and the executive committee, determine all policies and activities of your club, except for this year due to COVID. You will preside at the meetings, appoint committees, and see that your Beta house is properly represented at all inter-club meetings and conventions. If you accept this responsibility and honor, then take this certificate as an emblem of your dedication to this SMS Beta Club. And please repeat after me. I pledge my best efforts to this task of president for SMS Beta Club. Everyone please give her a hand. We congratulate you upon having been honored by the members of the Beta Club and being selected to lead your chapter next year. In planning your work for the new year, bear in mind the ideals of the Beta Club and the objectives of the organization, which are to promote citizenship and leadership, to encourage fellowship and cooperation, and to provide an opportunity for an exchange of ideas. We all wish for you a successful year. This certificate is very similar to the president's, because in her absence, you must be ready to serve. You must be ready to consult with the president and help plan programs for the club that will be both educational and entertaining. It will be your duty to make guests welcome and to see the Beta members learn to know each other better. You help maintain a spirit of good fellowship among those who dwell herein. You will also serve as a chairman of the executive committee. If you accept these duties, please repeat after me. I accept these duties of Vice President for SMS Beta Club. Everyone please give Sam a hand. Mr. Preston, you have the responsibility of clear communication with others. Clear communication with others. We're in trouble next year, y'all. Okay, I'm joking. Okay, yours is the task of keeping records accurate, neat, and permanent. Be careful with this duty. It is an important one. You will also take care of correspondence. You'll be judged by the promptness and sincerity of your letters, Your job is small, but your duties are great. If you accept these duties, please repeat after me. I accept the duty and pledge my full cooperation as SMS Beta Secretary. Congratulations, Beta. And last of all, we have our chaplain. The duties of chaplain are to lead the members in devotional and inspirational time at meeting. If you would please, if you accept the duty, please repeat after me. I accept the duty and pledge my full cooperation as SMS Beta Chaplain. Everyone, please get proud. Okay, we're about to recognize our new members. So if we would, please, our first row, please come on up. And our president, vice president, secretary, please get in your position.
Amelia Auburn. Olivia Auburn. Preston Badgett. Ava Bartlett. Ava Booth. Spencer Bostick. Rowan Chant. Walker Craft. Ariana Dreger. Haley Hall. Briley Hamby. Elena Johnson. Kellen Johnson. Macy Jones. Caroline Koontz. Wyatt Long. Emma Martin. Bailey Mills. Kingsley Rabb. Noah Randolph. Hope Ross. Adeline Simon. Edie Tackett. Landry Taylor. Ava Tucker. Austin Vigner. Ella Weems. Brooklyn William. Colton Cooey. Ethan Johnson. Connor Justice. Cheyenne Holby. Ethan Valenzano. Maxwell Brumfield. Kaylin Garcia.
Okay, I just want to say congratulations to all of you that just become part of Lady Club. I know it's hard. I remember when I was in school, it was hard for me to keep that 3.5 GPA. And so, good job. Keep up the good work. And hopefully I don't have to send out any probation letters this next week. Yay. The report cards come out Friday. So, just wanted to say congratulations for everybody here that's maintained the GPA and stayed in with no problems this year. Great job. I know it's tough. So if everyone would please, I want you to repeat, especially the new members. We're going to, everyone, new members especially, please stand. We're going to say our pledge together. Vice President, could you come say the pledge? Everyone repeat it with me.
I hereby declare that I shall always strive to be honest and truthful at all times, to maintain a credible, scholastic record, to be of service to my teachers and fellow men, to conduct myself in an ethical and moral manner, to reflect credit upon my school and my community,
Thank y'all very much. So let me give you a little instruction as of before we adjourn this meeting. We have chicken biscuits and drinks in the cafeteria. So as you go in there, you can grab one. You can have a seat. Remember, sit with a max of 4 to a table. And we have until the end of this period, so we got about 20 minutes or so to relax in there and enjoy our chicken biscuits. Please do not get too loud, and please clean up after yourself. So, this meeting is not adjourned. Sit back down. So, whenever we adjourn, I want the new members to please go first. Since all the old members jumped up so quickly, we're going to let the new members go first, and then we will allow you to. So if you would please come. This is your meeting.
This meeting is adjourned.
Okay, new members go out first, and then the rest of you may go after they get out. Thank y'all very much.